turnout, and I don't really see people using.
I gotta censor that. Hey, what's up guys? This is Mandito Steeze here today, and I'm here with a very professional setup, as you can tell with the sock on the mic and this whole getup. But today I thought I'd make a unique video that I think would be pretty relevant. And by relevant I mean I want to go back and take a look at one of my older videos, and I think I may have mentioned it in a previous video that my most viewed video on YouTube actually is not on my channel. It's kind of crazy. That could change by the time I upload this video, I'm not sure. But as of recording this is actually my most viewed video on YouTube, and it's actually not on my channel. It was actually a guest upload by Gamermanh H, and he was very nice to let me do a guest upload on his channel. He still uploads regularly. He used to do a lot of Team Fortress 2 content, but as of late he hasn't done Team Fortress 2 content, and he's kind of doing his own thing, which I can completely understand. But getting back into things, I said I would go back and take a look at some of my older content, revisit it, and maybe go ahead and redo it a little bit or make some compilations of that. But with this video in particular, I thought I'd take a look at it and see kind of like how my opinions may have evolved or changed in regards to the subject matter of the video. And around the time this video came out, it was about 6 years ago actually, which is kind of crazy to think about. I came up with a list of what would be the top 10 worst Australium ideas. I wonder if I'm just kind of wondering, I haven't seen this video in a while, but I'm kind of wondering how my opinions have changed since then, or how I might feel the same, how I might feel differently. So without further ado, let's get into it. I kind of skipped a little ahead to just to get to the juicy bits and not having to worry about the preamble. So anyways, let's just get right into it and see and revisit this old subject of mine and see how it holds up to 2023 standards. I don't know, 6 years ago, or that'd be somewhere like 2016, 2017. Ooh, that kind of feels crazy to say, but anyways, let's have a look.
Let's get into my list of the top 10 worst Australium ideas.
Right off the bat, it's kind of like odd listening to your own voice. If you ever done a YouTube video, or have you ever like looked at your own videos, whether it be like a home video or like a vacation video, it's always a little weird. I've kind of gotten over that a bit, but it's something to keep in mind. Sorry to pause it for like immediately after, but let's go ahead and take a look and watch and kind of revisit and react to old me.
So number 10, we have the Quick Fix. The Quick Fix is a decent medigun, even though it has gotten a recent nerf. But the reason why I think it would be a really bad Australium is because you can't really make it an Australium like in terms of like a physical sense.
Okay.
Like the way it looks, not many places where you can actually put, you know, metallic Australium, you know, textures on it, unless you made the actual liquid inside the beaker that's on the Quick Fix like gold. But you know, it kind of just looked like Girardi. But yeah, for that reason, the Quick Fix would not look that good as an Australium, so that's why it's at number 10. Still would be pretty cool to have. Number 9, the Eureka Effect. The Eureka Effect would also look really cool as Australium. However, not many engineers use it because they wouldn't use it over the Jag, they wouldn't use it over the standard wrench, anything like that. It's more of a rollout weapon, and for that reason, it is number 9.
Honestly, like, I could definitely see the Eureka Effect being a good Australium, but I kind of understand my logic. But like, it definitely would look good. I would probably put the Quick Fix lower on this list, but it could still go hard depending on how to do an Australian Quick Fix, you know. But honestly, with the way that Valve is treating Team Fortress 2, especially nowadays, I highly doubt that they're ever going to add any more Australians to the game. But if they did, and they gave us an MVM update, that would be actually insane. Well, let's keep going.
Still would look cool and would still be cheeky for people like Delphi, who like to exploit the game, and you can do a couple of exploits with the Eureka effect. But for that reason, it's number 9. Number 8, the panic attack suffers the same reason why the Eureka effect would be a bad Australium. The panic attack is never really used when it comes to players playing actually picking a shotgun. Because the panic attack is, it's only, the situation it's only good in would be the situation you're about to die, and by the time you pull it out, you're probably already dead. So for that reason, it would make a...
Okay, at the time that this was being recorded, the panic attack had that weird, like, beggar's bazooka sort of vibe going for it, which is kind of funny. But the panic attack now is just so much better. Are you kidding me? I think the panic attack would make an insane Australium. This video is definitely a product of its time, but I can understand that in the time frame. But the panic attack would actually just look insanely good as an Australium. Like, I don't know, man. I'm disagreeing with past me here.
A really bad Australium. However, again, it would look cool. Number 7, stock melee weapons. Like class-specific melee weapons that's not the engineer or spy. For that, like for those classes, the spy and engineer, their main method of playing the game is with their melee weapon. But for the rest of the cast,
dude, an Australium shovel would go hard. That's all I'm saying.
I really don't see it being too good of a Australium drop because it's just I don't think anyone wants to have golden fists as heavy. Maybe
I'm wrong. Everyone would want that.
Maybe as a joke, but like in all seriousness, I don't think it would be too relevant. But some of them would look really funny, like a golden bottle or something. But I'd rather have an all-class melee weapon do the same thing. So for that reason, it's number 7.
Still.
Number 6, we have the Fan of War. Pretty much the worst scout melee weapon. The worst scout melee weapon. The only time people will use this is an MVM when they want to get rid of giant robots faster with the mini crit feature, and that's about it. Plus, you're not going to be really holding it that much, since the weapon is really bad. You just dink someone and then shoot them. And for that reason, it's number 6.
Honestly, I think it would still look really cool, just because you have all like the surfaces of the Fan of War to work with. But you're not really going to be getting a lot of kills with it. So I kind of get it because it's also strange. But then you can really flex on people if your Fan of War has that many kills. But then unless you use like a transfer tool now, which wasn't out back in the day, at least I don't think so. Strange transfer tool. You might get accused of being like on idle servers just farming kills. I don't know. Are idle servers still a thing? They have to be because the price of the refined is just so low now. But in any case, let's keep going.
So number 5 is the Mad Milk, or the Mad Milk / Girardi, because
that would go hard. What are you talking about, me? Old me, what are you talking about? That'd be so cool. It's like you're throwing a fucking brick at him.
Pretty much the same.
Excuse my French.
Idea, but do different things. If you use either one of those in like Australian quality, you'd literally be throwing like a hunk of Australium at someone. Like it would splash all over him to weird liquid. It would just, the texture would look weird. It would honestly look weird, but it'd just be like a joke.
This is back when
and honestly, a lot of these on the list would be genuine jokes. But number 1, I think, would hit home with Gamermanh fans because of his recent videos delving into engineers somewhat lax policy when it comes to a certain item. But we're gonna get to that later. So number 4 would be the Razorback. The Razorback, like an Australian Razorback, don't get me wrong, that would look pretty baller.
It would.
Like just rolling around the map with a sniper with a Australian Razorback.
But you never
it would look pretty. It would look pretty funny. The spy could look into the Razorback and check himself out before he shoots shoots the sniper in the back with an ambassador. But it will look. The only reason why it's at number 4 it's because it would look cool, but it would be cool to keep track of how many times you prevented from dying by some gibbous spy. But other than that, it's a really stupid idea, and I hope Valve never does it. And for that reason, we're moving on to number 3. Number 3.
I mean, it's true, because like at the end of the day, like you're not really using the Razorback all too much, and like any competent spy is just gonna come up behind you. They see that, and they're just gonna shoot you in the back and with an ambassador or something before you're able to turn around. But I guess it would kind of just look cool though, just having a golden surfboard on your back. That's pretty sweet.
We're going to be talking about the bootlegger. Now, I don't even want to get started with Alibaba's Wee Booties, because they would just like they would look like golden clogs.
That would go hard.
It wouldn't even look cool. The bootlegger, however, would look pretty darn cool.
Both of those would go hard.
It's outclassed by the Tide Turner, and I don't really see people using.
I gotta censor that.
The bootlegger, but then again, if you want to go like as like a pirate dome man, it would look.
I can't believe that he didn't edit, I can't believe I didn't edit out that spray back in the day. Dude, YouTube back in the day, it's going crazy. But then again, like nowadays on YouTube, like nowadays on YouTube, you could find some pretty fucking saucy posts that I don't necessarily agree should be on YouTube, but people are degenerates, and the more I watch this, the more and the more I realize I've become a bit more of a degenerate in my tastes.
Actually look pretty darn cool if you're going to go for like a cosmetic set. And for that reason, it's number 3.
Oh my god.
Number 2, it's the gunboats. Yeah,
that would go
Australian
hard.
Gunboats. I know the only other quality of the gunboats is vintage. Dude. But like and there's people who would use Australian gunboats, but the thing is
that true? The only other quality of gunboats, there's like, it's gunboats, then vintage gunboats, and that's it? I didn't know that. Oh, I guess I did know that, but I guess I forgot. And if it's true, then Australian gunboats would go hard. But then again, like, you're not really seeing them, and you're not really, keeping track. Maybe golden man treads. That'd be, Australian man treads, because you can get kills. That would go hard. But I kind of see where I'm coming from here.
Is that they're so tiny. They just go on soldiers' feet, and you barely notice them. You just forget about them. And,
but still.
For that reason, gunboats is number 2. All right, guys. So I alluded to this previously. Number 1, the construction PDA.
Bro.
Now, a lot of Gamermanh
that would be oh, I shouldn't pause it there.
Fans, I know, are very fond of
the construction PDA would go so hard, because we like finding a different quality construction PDA right now is so much money. It's like a strange construction PDA kind of like, I don't know, man. I think I'd like an Australian construction PDA, but I guess back in the day, I was more considering the practical uses, like how good the weapon is, on top of the fact that like how you're gonna be able to see it in game in first person instead of like on your person in general. But like people wear unusuals, and you don't really see them, other people do. So it's kind of more like a fashion statement at that point. I mean, people are paying like 3,000 keys for golden pans. I don't know the prices off the top of my head, but people are paying that much for pans. So people are all about the memes, man. People would love that. People would, and plus having a unique kind of construction PDA would go absolutely hard. So I don't know what to say there.
Construction PDA, or the engineer that should get different construction PDAs. They get, to do different things. But I'm gonna say this: an Australian
that was
one
scrapped in Jungle Inferno. unfortunate.
It'd be honest to God stupid.
No, it wouldn't. It would go hard.
Like I actually really want to get myself a Strange construction PDA.
I still do.
But an Australian one, I don't think so. The reason
How
is
did this get up?
you only pull it out for like 2 seconds. You barely get the chance to even look at it.
Community guidelines.
That coupled with the fact that engineers will actually use binds to set their buildings, you know, that I don't think it'd be too viable to actually have as an Australian form, unless you just want to keep, you know, a log of, you know, your strain or you know, constructions or whatever the Strange version of the construction PDA keeps track of. And that's the only reason why I would see it. And at that point, you should just get yourself a Strange construction PDA, because they're kind of difficult to get, but like, I mean, $7 versus however much that's going to be if it actually gets added to the game. That's pretty much it, guys.
$7.
I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was a bit of a different sort of video if you know who I am and see my
All right, I think that's the end of that. But $7 for a Strange construction PDA. There's no way it's $7. I don't even think it was $7 then. Let's look this up. Backpack.tf, $148.46. I don't know what the heck I was smoking back then. I don't think a Strange construction PDA was ever $7. This thing is going for 64 to 70 keys. Last one that was sold on the Steam Marketplace was $148.46. And sell orders are starting at 73 keys. Buy orders starting at 66 keys. So definitely worth somewhere in the ballpark of like 70 keys. Around that price. Yeah, 64, 70 keys. I don't know. I was on something, but it looks like that my tastes have certainly changed since then. So. Yeah. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's kind of nice to look back at my old content and kind of just like immerse myself back in what I was thinking and what my kind of like my frame of mind was at the time. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know if you guys think I should make another video talking about the worst items that could be Australium. Yeah, thanks. Subscribe if you want to, and peace, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.